Tires are a critical factor, not only for safety, but for fuel consumption as well. Starting in November, a new EU tire label will be mandatory, much like the one for electronics. It indicates the tire's energy efficiency. In addition, it quantifies traction on wet roads and noise generation. A good time for us to go into detail on tires. Former Formula One racer Christian Danner gives his expert opinion. He's collected experience on both the racetrack and public roads. Braking on wet roads demands the utmost, not only from drivers and cars, but most especially from the tires. The tires are the car's only point of contact with the road.
Die Reifen sind die einzige Verbindung zwischen Fahrbahn und Auto.
Braking on wet roads is a tire's most important safety feature, and it should play a key role in choosing the right ones. The new European Union tire label specifies a tire's quality for braking in the rain. Tire makers have been conducting research in this area for many years. Developing a tire with the best braking qualities on wet roads is a long and expensive process. A test shows just how important those qualities can be. We find out who's come up with good tires made of high-quality material when it rains, says Norbert Allgäuer of Pirelli. Tires can't grip a wet surface. To make things worse, the water cools the tires, which makes the rubber composite stiff, and the tire can no longer mesh with the surface. That makes braking on wet roads that much harder. A good tire can save lives in wet conditions, adds Christian Danner. He advises drivers to stay away from cheap brands and proceeds to demonstrate why. First, he tries out a high-quality tire. He accelerates to 100 kilometers an hour and then slams on the brakes. It worked out quite well. Now cheap Chinese tires are mounted on the Golf. Once again, he speeds up to 100 kilometers an hour and hits the brakes. It's incredible, he says, a huge difference. Norbert Allgäuer says it confirms what their tests have shown. In this case, the difference was more than 5 meters. So at the point the car came to a stop on high-quality tires, it was still going more than 33 kilometers an hour on the cheap ones. Christian Danner remarks that it would not be good for anyone in the path of the car. The new EU labels grade tires from A to G, with A being the best. Every step down equates to 3 to 6 meters more braking distance, depending on your speed. Christian Danner recommends that buyers look at the label, especially at the wet braking grade, even though it's only one of 3 qualities evaluated. Another is the tire road noise. Race car driver Christina Zucher knows all about noise. She loves cars and racing and the sound of a good, powerful engine, but not constantly day and night. Any noise can grate on your nerves if it never ends. The German Environment Agency has shown that constant traffic noise can cause stress and sleeping disorders. People subjected to constant noise above 65 decibels even face a greater risk of cardiovascular ailments. Christina says up to 80 kilometers an hour, tires are one of the main sources of noise. A rolling tire is a perfect noisemaker. The inside is a resonating chamber, and the vacillating treads set it vibrating. The air is pressed through the footprint and generates noise. The volume and frequency depend on the speed. The trick is to find the optimum combination of tread and inside chamber without compromising the tire's other functions. The tires of the Pirelli Green Performance series are an average of 1 decibel quieter than their predecessors. 1 decibel doesn't sound like much, says Christina, but the difference is audible. The response to minor variations can vary widely. The human ear responds differently to volume and frequency, so just 1 decibel less can be perceived as up to a third softer. The EU's tire label tells you how quiet or how loud a tire is. 1 black sound wave means very quiet, or 3 decibels under the future EU limit. 2 black waves are in mid-scale. 3 black waves stand for a relatively loud tire. So the fewer waves, the quieter the tire, like on a volume control. The third quality graded by the EU label is rolling resistance. This is a crucial factor in optimizing a tire's fuel efficiency. Every grade stands for about 1/10 of a liter more fuel per 100 kilometers. Compared to the old gas guzzlers, a modern tire optimized for rolling resistance can save up to 150 liters of fuel over 30,000 kilometers. At today's prices, explains our Formula One expert, that can add up to nearly 300 euros. He advises that we all take a close look at the EU label when buying tires.